Okay, so you're super curious about like major global ecosystems and stuff, and
Yeah.
you want to like really get a handle on the Amazon rainforest.
Right.
So today, that's what we're doing. We're deep diving into the Amazon, and like everything I've been reading about this place, it's like it's just absolutely immense and so important to like the whole planet.
It is. It really is. And we've got this whole like overview for you today. We're
Yeah.
going to cover like everything.
Yeah.
The geography,
Yeah.
the biodiversity, the climate, what it does for the planet, the people who live there, the problems it's facing, how people are trying to save it, the rivers, the history, like the whole thing.
The whole 9 yards. And
Yeah.
like, what's really fascinating to me, like right off the bat, is people always say it's the lungs of the planet.
Right.
But like from what I've read, it basically produces zero net oxygen.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's a common misconception.
So we're gonna like unpack that whole thing and so much more. So like first off, for someone who's maybe not super familiar with the Amazon, like where even is this thing?
So picture South America, right?
Okay.
It's mostly in this area called the Amazon Basin.
Okay.
It's enormous. It spans across 9 different countries.
Wow.
Brazil's got the biggest chunk, like 60% of it.
Okay.
You've also got Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana.
So like basically a huge chunk of the continent.
Right.
9 countries. That's wild.
So how big are we talking?
Okay, so the rainforest itself is about 6 million square kilometers. That's like,
6 million.
yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Like think India or close to the size of the whole continental U.S.
That's insane.
And that's just the rainforest itself.
Uh-huh.
The whole Amazon basin, which includes other ecosystems too, like wetlands and stuff, is even bigger, like 7 million square kilometers.
So like a truly massive area of the planet?
Exactly.
So it's huge. But like what makes it so special, so globally important? I mean, I know it's got to do with like the biodiversity, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like the king of biodiversity.
Yeah. The Amazon is the largest and most biodiverse tropical rainforest on the entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
And get this, it's home to something like 10% of all the known species in the whole world.
10%. That's insane.
Yeah, and what's really important to understand is that it's all interconnected. So losing even like one little species can have a ripple effect on the entire ecosystem.
It's all connected.
Everything, yeah.
Okay, so 10% of all known species. Like, paint me a picture of what that actually looks like.
Okay, so imagine like tens of thousands of different plant species. And many of them are endemic, which means they're only found in the Amazon. Like the giant water lily, have you ever seen those?
Oh, yeah, those are amazing.
They're huge. And cacao, you know where chocolate comes from?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then tons and tons of orchids.
So many plants.
And then the animals, oh my gosh. It's got a huge chunk of the world's birds and butterflies, plus all kinds of mammals. It's like jaguars. You ever seen a jaguar?
They're so cool.
They're beautiful. And then reptiles and amphibians, like have you heard of the poison dart frog?
Oh, yeah, they're crazy colorful.
Super vibrant. And then fish and bugs galore.
Just teeming with life.
And so many of these animals are also endemic, like those plants. So you won't find them anywhere else in the world.
That's amazing. And all this incredible abundance is just thriving in a very particular climate, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. It's classic tropical weather.
Yeah.
Hot and humid all year round.
Always.
Temperatures are pretty much always in the mid to high 20s Celsius.
So, like, consistently warm.
And it rains a lot, but it varies from place to place. But here's the thing. The rainforest actually plays a big part in creating its own weather.
Oh, really? How does it do that?
Through something called evapotranspiration. It's basically like the rainforest breathing moisture into the air.
So it's creating its own rain.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And they do have like 2 main seasons. A rainy season from mid-December to mid-May, and then a drier time from August to November.
Okay, so that's the climate.
Yeah.
Now let's tackle that whole oxygen thing. We were talking about it earlier. Like, is it really the lungs of the planet?
So it's not that simple. Like, yeah, the Amazon produces a ton of oxygen through photosynthesis.
Right. All those plants.
Exactly. But it also uses up almost all of that oxygen through respiration and decomposition. So the amount it actually adds to the global atmosphere is pretty much zero.
So like it's a closed loop?
Yeah, basically. But that doesn't mean it's not important for the planet, because its real superpower is as a carbon sink.
Oh, right. I've heard about that.
It sucks up and stores massive amounts of CO2, which is super important in the fight against climate change.
So like a giant carbon storage locker.
Exactly.
But I've also heard that deforestation could like mess that up and turn it into a carbon source.
That's the big fear. If we lose too much of the forest, it might start releasing more CO2 than it absorbs.
So like a double whammy for the climate.
Right. And here's something interesting. The forests that are managed by indigenous communities are actually really good at staying carbon sinks.
So they're doing something right.
For sure.
Which brings us to like the people who've lived in the Amazon for like centuries, the indigenous communities.
Yeah, it's amazing. There are so many different ethnic groups in the Amazon, each with their own language and culture, and some of them have very little contact with the outside world.
It's like a whole other world in there.
And they have this incredible knowledge of the rainforest. They know how to live sustainably within this ecosystem.
Like they're part of it.
Exactly. And their cultures are totally intertwined with the forests. It's where they get their food, their medicine, their shelter, everything. And it's also deeply spiritual for them.
So they're the real caretakers of the Amazon.
They've been the stewards of the land for centuries. And we see that the areas they manage have way lower rates of deforestation.
So they're doing something right.
They are.
But they're facing some huge challenges, right? Especially with deforestation happening everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. Deforestation is the single biggest threat to the Amazon. And it's often linked to these huge fires that are set on purpose.
And what's driving this deforestation?
Well, a lot of it is agricultural expansion.
Yeah.
Like cattle ranching and soybean farming.
So like clearing land for agriculture.
Exactly. And then there's logging, mining, and infrastructure development, all putting pressure on the rainforest.
And how bad is it? Like, how much forest are we actually losing?
It's alarming.
Yeah.
The amount of forest that's been destroyed is comparable to the size of some countries.
That's just crazy.
And it's having a devastating impact on indigenous communities. They're losing their ancestral lands, their way of life is being disrupted, their cultures are threatened, they're facing poverty and all sorts of health issues.
So it's a humanitarian crisis, too.
It is.
So are there, like, any efforts being made to actually protect?
Those indigenous communities themselves and international organizations are all working to protect the rainforest.
So like a global effort.
It has to be.
And what are they actually doing?
Well, they're creating protected areas. They're supporting indigenous land rights.
Which we know is super effective.
Right. They're promoting sustainable agriculture so people can farm without destroying the forest.
That makes sense.
They're doing reforestation projects to try and bring back some of the lost forest.
Oh, wow.
And they're using technology to monitor the forest and catch illegal activity. And, of course, there's law enforcement to try and stop things like illegal logging.
So it's a multi-pronged approach.
Yeah, and international cooperation is key, too, because this is a global issue.
For sure. So we've talked a lot about the trees, but the Amazon is also defined by its rivers, right?
Oh, yeah, it's got this incredible river system with the mighty Amazon River at its heart.
The Amazon.
The biggest river in the world. And it's fed by all these major tributaries like the Rio Negro and the Madeira. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, I've heard of those.
And the rivers are all different. You've got blackwater rivers like the Rio Negro, which is stained dark from all the decaying plant matter.
Oh, wow.
And then you've got clear water rivers and whitewater rivers, which are full of sediment from the Andes.
So like a whole variety of river types.
Yeah, and geographically, it's not all just dense rainforest. You've got the Andes Mountains to the west, these towering peaks, and the Guiana Highlands, which are these ancient plateaus, and the Brazilian Plateau, which is vast. And then you've got lowland plateaus and all kinds of wetlands.
Wetlands.
Yeah, they're called Várzea and Igapo. And then, of course, there's the huge Amazon River Delta where the river meets the ocean.
So it's like a really diverse landscape.
Super diverse. And the Amazon River itself is incredible. It starts high up in the Peruvian Andes and flows for thousands of miles with a very gradual slope. And you know what? Scientists are still arguing about exactly where it starts and how long it is.
No way.
Yeah, still a bit of a mystery.
So the Amazon's full of surprises. So let's talk about the history of this place. Like, how did it become known to the rest of the world?
So Amazon has a history that goes back millions of years. And the rainforest itself has expanded and contracted over time with changes in the global climate.
Oh, wow.
And, people have been living in the Amazon for a long time, too. And they've had an impact on the environment, like creating these incredibly fertile soils called terra preta.
So they've shaped the landscape?
Yeah. And European exploration of the Amazon started in the 1500s with guys like Vicente Yáñez Pinzón and Francisco de Orellana, who was the first to travel the whole length of the Amazon River.
Wow.
And then later on, people started exploring for resources like rubber. And scientists started studying the rainforest in depth, like Alexander von Humboldt and Henry Walter Bates.
Famous names?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even today, scientists are still making new discoveries in the Amazon.
Yeah.
We're still learning about this incredible place.
It's like an ongoing mystery.
It is.
So to like recap everything we've talked about, you now have a much better understanding of the Amazon's sheer size.
Yeah.
Its incredible and vital biodiversity.
Which is about so much more than just the number of species.
Right. It's
Yeah.
about how everything is connected.
Exactly.
You know about its crucial role in the global climate through its carbon storage.
Not oxygen.
Right. Not oxygen, the carbon sink.
We learned about the essential connection with the indigenous communities who call the Amazon home.
And we talked about the serious threats the rainforest is facing from deforestation and other human activities.
And about the huge efforts being made to try and protect it.
So much going on.
It's a complex issue.
But here's something I think is really important to consider. You know, the Amazon is this incredibly important ecosystem, and the indigenous people who live there have this deep understanding of how to live sustainably within it.
Right.
So I think a big question for all of us is how can we learn from their knowledge and apply it to conservation efforts around the world?
It's about respecting their wisdom and understanding that we're all connected to this planet.
Exactly. So that's something to think about as you continue to explore this fascinating topic.
And remember, the Amazon needs our help.
It does.
Every little bit counts.
So get informed and get involved.
Thanks for listening.
And thanks for diving in with us.
See you next time.
Bye.